Does your day-to-day suck the life out of you? Or have you discovered an environment where you can be fully you that breathes life into you? My name is Chris Cook, and I'm a pastor and counselor with years of experience helping people break through into who they were designed to be, including myself. You've probably heard the old adage, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. The Lord designed you for something more. He created you for just such a time as this, with amazing gifts and talents, passions to walk in an environment where you come alive with wonder at what the Lord has done and is doing. Just like God created a perfect Eden for Adam and Eve, or teleported Philip to another city to be in the right time and the right place, there is a good kingdom environment that the Lord has designed for you and designed you for. I want to give you 3 keys to discovering that environment today. You were created to thrive, not survive. When the world all around you is trying to drag you down, when work is intimidating, home is a mess, and your Facebook friends have picture-perfect lives that no one can measure up to, not even them, there's a reason that people use the term soul-sucking. You see, we were designed to be fruitful and multiply, but we were also designed to be under the constant refreshing of the Lord with us, Emmanuel. I lived for too many years serving in every way I could think of, finding a need and trying to fill it. I found myself attending 3 different churches at once, on staff at 2 different ministries, recently married and working a full-time day job. I was burnt out. Every time I go somewhere, I would ask the Lord for just a little bit more to pour out, just a little bit more to make it through this serving opportunity, just a little bit more to survive. The Lord immediately brought to mind this scripture in Psalms that talks about the overflow of our cup, not out of the bottom of it. We were designed to pour out of the overflow, not out of the dregs of what's left. Finding the environment that you were designed for should be just as life-giving to you as it is an opportunity for you to pour out into. Those of you that have joined me in Growth Track might remember me talking about what I call secondhand glory. When you walk in the gifts the Lord has given you and you express His heart as you minister to someone, you can't help but be impacted as His glory flows through you. When I prophesy, the Lord is speaking to me just as much as to the person I'm ministering to. When we encourage and speak life and declare truth that sets people free, we get to be free and encouraged and built up as we bear witness on our front row seats to what comes pouring out of us. Let the Lord fill you to overflow, and you will see how it spills out on the environment around you and transforms your circumstances. Just like if I took one of you and poured a little trickle of water on your head, you might say, "I'm wet," and point out the little wet spot on your head and on your hair to your friends. But what if I took an entire bucket and dumped the whole thing on you? You'd be dripping all over the floor, on everyone around you. Your whole environment would be affected because it would all be wet. By the experience that you just had, it would be overflowing out of you. So I've gone ahead and given a nice big bucket to each one of your life group leaders so you can experience firsthand. Just kidding, I didn't do that. Instead of a soul-sucking environment that is trying to pull fruit from your soul, you were designed to be filled with the fruit of the Spirit that transforms what's around you, not makes a desert within you. Just like in AA meetings, the first step to recovery is recognizing that you have a problem. You were created for more. We need to recognize that what we are struggling in isn't all there is. Ask the Lord to show you what you need to change your environment. You may need to move and make some changes, or you may just need to let the Lord start flowing through you to transform where you're at now. The second key is you are created to co-create. Did you know that not only were you created with a purpose, you were designed to enjoy what God has created and partner with Him in what He is doing? You have creative gifts to speak peace over the storm, to speak life over the crazy, to find beauty in ashes. God transforms, but He calls us to be a part of the process, to be His hands and feet, to be the light in the darkness. When we get to partner with what God is doing, His fruitfulness is always exponentially more than what we can accomplish on our own. I'm reminded of a story from Graham Cook. Every day when he would leave work, there was this one guy who was cleaning the doors about the same time he would leave. And every time he would pass by this man, he was the most complainingest guy, and every time he'd pass by, everything was just always negative, and it would just bring his whole day down. Graham was realizing his day would just get worse every time he had an interaction with this guy, and he went to the Lord and said, "What am I gonna do? He drags me down all the time. I can't live like this." The Lord's response was beautiful. All He said was, "I created him as an encourager." So Graham started partnering with what the Lord had declared, and every time he would see this guy, he started telling him how much he appreciated his encouragement, how great his encouraging gift was, and how much he looked forward to his encouragement. Pretty soon this guy had completely changed his tune, started walking in the way that the Lord designed him, not the broken version of it, and went from the most complaining guy to the most encouraging guy that lifted people up all the time. When we partner with the Lord and do the things He calls us to do, declare the truths that He reveals to us, and we speak life, we create a whole new environment around us, one with hope and expectation and testimony of the great things that He has done. I don't know about you, but that's the kind of place I want to live in, that I want to work in. Ask the Lord to show you how you can partner with Him to transform your environment and the negative things around you. Let His truth set you free. The third key I want to leave you with is redeeming the rest. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. Whew, that's hard, especially when you find what you love and you do it all the time. When the Lord transformed my perspective on the bottom of my cup versus the overflow of my cup, He took me into a season of rest. Boy, was that hard for me. I pushed back so hard. I was forcefully put in quiet pastures beside still waters, and I wanted nothing to do with it. Put me back in, coach. What are we doing? I was so battered and broken that I couldn't even recognize how much I needed the rest. I couldn't even recognize how to rest. I thought rest was just an absence of things, and I didn't want to stop being fruitful. I didn't want to stop being useful, so I rejected it. Too much of my sense of self-worth and value is wrapped up in my usefulness, and I couldn't let go of it for the longest time. Rest, the way that Jesus modeled it, was not laying things down, was not isolating from the world so much as it was intentionally going to surround himself with God, to be refreshed in relationship, to be refreshed in identity as a son, and in his calling and in partnership and in blessing, to be filled back up in any ways that weren't overflowing anymore and realign with the ways of the Father. If your environment is demanding everything from you and you feel like you have nothing left to give, please take a time away from all the noise and distraction this week. Get away with the Lord and ask Him to remind you, or to show you maybe for the first time, who you are in Him, how you can partner with Him in the beauty and the overflow He designed you for. I have a challenge for you. This week, get away with God, take a walk, go for a drive, get out on the lake, do what you need to do, and listen to the Lord. Listen for what your soul needs to be refreshed and healthy. Thank you so much for joining me and diving into what kingdom living is really all about. If you want to dive deeper and get some extra help with discovering who you are, the gifts you carry, and what you are called into, please check out this amazing book by John Bevere, You Are Called. Each of the life groups has a copy already to pass around, or you can pick up your very own copy at the Resource Center today for only $15. Let's discover together the kingdom that we were made for and our place in it. We'll see you next time.